Hello, welcome to another edition of Manifest Mondays. I am Jen Mazer, and today I'm here with my very special friend, Sara Sohn.
Hey Jen.
Welcome, Sara.
Thank you for having me.
And if you don't know Sara, she is the founder of Sweet and Sara vegan gourmet marshmallows. And today we are on location at Sara's Marshmallow Factory.
Yay!
I'm very happy about that for multiple reasons. So welcome, I'm glad you're here.
Oh, thanks for having me, Jen.
So I wanted to ask you first how you got into the marshmallow business and also your story because they're vegan marshmallows,
Yep.
which is pretty different than your typical marshmallow.
Yeah, so basically, I've been a vegan for 20 years, Jen.
Mm-hmm.
I started when I was 13, and two of my favorite things growing up were Rice Krispie treats and choco pies. Choco pie is actually a Korean treat, and it's like a moon pie.
Mm-hmm.
It's graham cracker, marshmallow, and chocolate. So a staple in every Korean household is the choco pie. So when I became vegan, realized I couldn't have my two favorite treats because they both have marshmallows in them.
And wait, what's not vegan about a regular marshmallow?
You know, it's funny because a lot of people actually don't realize that gelatin is made from the bones, tendons, ligaments, hooves of animals. So it's a no-no for us.
Gelatin.
Yeah. Also, I was devastated as a kid. But you know, as years went by, companies came out with vegan burgers, vegan, chicken nuggets, vegan ice creams, and there's, a ton of non-dairy milks like oat, hemp, soy, rice. It's just amazing.
Yeah, almond, coconut, which is my new favorite combination.
Totally. So I figured someone's bound to come up with vegan marshmallows.
Yeah.
I waited 5 years, then a decade, then a decade and a half. And
Still no vegan marshmallows.
What's that all about, So I figured, all right, how hard can this be? So let me go online, let me figure out a recipe, and in lieu of gelatin, you were able to use this vegetarian gel, and it was pretty accessible to get. So I made it at home, and came out just like the real thing.
Awesome.
Amazing, creamy plush, and once word got out, a lot of my vegetarian and vegan friends were ordering from me, and long story short, we basically, I couldn't meet the demand.
So you're like doing this from your home.
Yeah,
So,
totally.
because a lot of people watching, are starting their businesses at home.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are in the food business. Some are just in other creative, pursuits.
Yeah.
So you started making it for friends.
Yeah, and then, just the orders just kept coming in. So I told my parents, I said, Mom, Dad, I have the most amazing idea. No one's doing what we're doing. Vegan marshmallows. I think we can make a business out of this. And my parents, being the most amazing, selfless people that they are, believed in me and gave me their life savings. And
That's huge.
it is, and I still get very emotional when I talk about it. So they gave me the life savings, and we created a commercial kitchen. It was about 600 square feet, and it cost about like $200,000.
Wow.
So construction took about 3 months, and right when we were done with construction, a good friend of mine called and said, "Hey Sara, your competitor out on the West Coast who makes vegan marshmallows, you'll be so happy to know that she is out of business." And I said, "Oh, why?" "Oh, because that vegetarian gel she was using was really gelatin." I just remember almost passing out because
That's what you were using.
exactly.
So the ingredient that you were using this whole time, and your parents invested their life savings, actually had gelatin in it.
Yeah, and the company kept reassuring me that it was completely vegan, but I was hearing so many different things, and I figured, as an avid vegan, I have to figure this out on my own. So
this is huge because I just want to make a point here because at this point, a lot of people would just freak out and probably lock themselves in a room and not want to get out because first of all, not only did you invest your whole life into this, but your parents invested their life savings, and now it's not working.
Yeah, so it basically, we sent this vegetarian gel to multiple food laboratories, and they all came back positive with animal protein. So it was confirmed that we were using gelatin. So I didn't know how to tell this to my parents, but I had to figure out a way, and I thought, how hard could it be to make vegan marshmallows? So I spoke with every food scientist, every food expert in the alternative to gelatin industry, and they all told me the same thing. Marshmallows are the holy grail. It's impossible to make. there's a reason why vegan marshmallows don't exist, because no one's been able to figure it out.
And what made you keep going at this point? Like, because I just want you to share you know, what motivated you.
Lesson number 1. Never ever let anyone tell you you can't just because they can't. In my case, everyone told me I couldn't, and I'm glad I didn't listen. And I'm also the type of person where if you tell me I can't do something, I'm gonna prove you wrong. It might be the Queen's girl in me. I don't know, but you know, it's crazy because you know, challenges in life are inevitable, but being defeated is optional. You know, behind every successful company, every successful person, there are many unsuccessful years. You know, and just because someone is successful doesn't mean that they haven't gone through failure. It just means that they haven't quit.
Yeah, and people see you now and might just think, oh, Sara has it so easy. She's, you know, been doing this. Like, but they don't realize all the steps that it took to get to where you are.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, basically, it took me 10 months. About 7 days a week, 15 hours a day, trying to figure this out. And I mean, I was at my low point, and I figured, hey, if these food scientists can't figure out, how am I going to figure this out? I can barely cook rice without burning it, you know? So, I mean, that's the darn truth. Basically, 10 months went by, and we were paying New York City commercial rent for almost a year. Yeah, super expensive, and we had zero product. So I just couldn't figure it out after 10 months, and I was trying to figure out how I was going to tell this to my parents.
So they're under the impression the whole time that you're like making marshmallows?
No, they knew because we weren't getting any income. Okay. But they were being very patient and supportive. But you know, 10 months going by, I still hadn't figured it out, and I was done. And I was planning on what I was going to say to my parents, and the first thing I envisioned was my mother weeping. So I said, I can't tell her yet, I'm not ready. Let me give it one more try, and you know, that formula is the formula we use today, 7 years later.
That's so amazing.
It's the craziest story.
I love that. It's such good inspiration, like when you are just at that edge of like giving up, that just, you know, you never know, it might just be that one last thing.
Yeah,
you know, just one more time.
Yeah, you have to have hope. You know, people will doubt what you say, but they'll always believe what you do. You gotta prove them wrong, and I did. Yeah. So basically, that's the story. And once people found out that we created the first vegan marshmallow, you know, CNBC did this piece on us, and then Whole Foods picked us up. And once we got an account with Whole Foods, our space was just too small, and we moved here 5 years ago to a space that's about 10 times the size. It's 7,000 square feet now, and
I remember because I was at the opening of Sara's of this space that we're in right now. Yeah, I remember when you opened this space, and you were doing well, but not even as well as you're doing right now. And I remember walking in the door and being like, oh my god, because this space is huge. You can't see it, but it's huge. And I love this because you had a vision for yourself, even though you weren't necessarily ready to fill this space. You knew that you were going to.
It was really intimidating, I gotta tell you, but I've just been so lucky to have so much support in my life, and you know, the product speaks for itself. We've been on, you know, CNBC, Food Network, the Cooking Channel, Martha Stewart's Wedding Magazine, Rachel Ray's Snack of the Day. I'm just so blown away with the media that we've received, and everyone asks me who are, you know, marketing person. And I'm like, no, the product speaks for itself. So I have never lifted a phone, and everyone's, you know,
come to you.
Yeah, and that says a lot, you know.
And how many employees do you have now?
We have 7 workers, and my family, my parents, and my sister work here, so that's about 10 people.
That's amazing.
Yeah, no, they're the most amazing. We have the most amazing workers, and I call them my kids because they're like family to us, and they're so loyal and they're so dedicated. You know, it's just really important to have a strong support system inside and outside of work. So we've got the most loyal workers, and then outside of work, I have the most amazing friends who I really wouldn't be here if it weren't for them. The most generous, the most kind, and I also get very emotional because, you know, so many of my friends have helped me throughout so much. You yourself in the beginning helped me with, you know, graphic design.
I designed some of the first labels. I don't do that anymore, but
yeah, you're too big for that.
We're both too big.
So thank Thank you, Jen.
Yes.
We've come a long way,
I
right?
know,
Gosh,
for
it's like
real.
7 years.
I remember trying to figure out like the barcode. It was when you first got a barcode. And we're like, how do we do this?
How do we figure this
So
one
that
out?
it's scannable at Whole Foods.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm still learning every day, you know, and I make mistakes all the time.
Yeah.
But you know, it's a learning experience, and it's been a crazy, tough journey, but a beautiful one.
Yeah. And I love how your family has been such a key part. Like that's such a unique thing about you and your story is that your parents, I mean, because didn't your mom have something she was going to do with that money?
Yeah, gosh, well, you know, my mom, she's, oh God, she has the most amazing work ethic. So when she came to this country, you know, she was working in a sweatshop for crazy hours, and my mom basically saved all her tips, and you know, she wanted to start her own business, or the plan was that my folks were going to buy a house, but instead they gave me all that money. So, you know, I felt a lot of guilt when that whole scandal happened. I know it wasn't my fault, but I sort of feel guilty in so many ways. So
how did you get over that guilt? You know, feeling like you were indebted to your parents. You still probably feel like you're indebted.
I do, but that's why, you know, when ish hits the fan, I can only be positive, you know, and it's crazy when you find out that you are actually so much stronger than you think when that's the only option that you have. I have 7 employees and 3 family members that depend on me, and I'm not going to let them down. I can't let them down. I can't let myself down. That's just the way it has to be, you know. And I always try to be positive and hopeful about things, and you know, it's a good thing because it's really contagious and people catch it like a fever.
It really is, because like if you're not familiar with Sara, she is a celebrity in the vegan world. She really is, and like. First of all, you have to go to her Facebook page. It's Facebook/Sweet and Sara. And if you go there, she always has the most inspirational quotes and stories, and you share like personal things about your family, like just everything that happens. And
you know, we're a wholesale manufacturing business, so we don't get to see our customers in person. So I like to build a presence and an intimate relationship with our customers through you know, social media, and let them know about things that are near and dear to my heart. And you know, some of the things are my family, obviously, you know, compassion to animals, healthy eating.
What you ate for lunch. I'm always like, oh, that looks good.
Yeah, no, and it's so important to be positive, you know, and to be hopeful, you know, and you know, to push ourselves. You know, we always have to believe, let our, you know, faith be bigger than our fear. You know, so many times we go through life waiting for things to happen when we should be making things happen. You know, if we wait for the perfect moment, we'll be waiting forever.
Right, you were waiting for the marshmallows to come and appear.
Exactly.
And then you were like, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna have to make them.
Yeah, no. You know, you're never promised tomorrow, and life is too short to wait. You know, so I always get asked a lot of business advice. You know, and the first thing is that I tell people, you know, when you start a business, you're going to be thinking a lot, so you might as well think big, think outside the box.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, be an originator, an innovator, a creator, a game changer, be so big, so awesome, so awe-inspiring that they can't ignore you.
Love that.
There are just so many things that, you know, I would tell people to do, like have a mentor.
Yes.
You know, you can capitalize on the counsel of those that have been there, done that.
I agree. Yeah.
You know, learn from their successes and their mistakes. I am so blessed to have, you know, the founder of Tofurkey. He's like my mentor.
Oh, I
so
love that.
I love him to death, and I've learned so much from him. And you know, I do also have, you know, a motto where we say, under promise, over deliver. You know, exceed your customers' expectations, give them what they want and a little more. A great product isn't going to get you to success. A great product run by passionate people with legendary customer service, that's going to get you far. And there's no better evangelist than a happy customer.
It's
so
true.
We're super big on having the best product with phenomenal customer service. Another thing that I've been learning and that I would tell people is, you know, learn to enjoy life, live in the moment. And I'm still trying to figure that one out, the whole balance between work and life. But
yeah, because like you're working crazy
7
hours.
days, 6.5 days, and people know that my only day off is Friday. And I actually, when I'm running my errands on Friday, I'm literally running from one spot to the next because I just have so many things to do, but life goes by so quick, and if you don't stop and look up once in a while, you might miss it.
Yeah.
And I've missed out on a lot of things, and I don't want to regret things anymore. But I always say
that you take that day.
Of course, and I always say never look back, because you're not going that way.
Right. No, you just learn from those things and move forward.
Yeah, totally. So that is basically the story, and I just I guess if I had to say one thing, it's there are no shortcuts to any path worth going, and for those who think the story is anywhere near over, sadly mistaken. That's it.
No, that's so wonderful.
Yeah.
It's really, really inspiring. Your story is so inspiring.
Thank you.
Just everything that you've been through, and the fact that you've manifested this amazing, successful business, and you have this beautiful factory and all these employees, and your family supporting you. And
we used to only be in vegan stores, but now we're found in Whole Foods, Duane Reade, New York City's largest convenience chain store, movie theaters, college campuses. My whole thing is about getting our products as accessible as possible to everyone, and being very mainstream. Getting in mainstream places has definitely worked wonders for us. And my mission in life has always been to get people to eat less animals and more vegan as possible.
I love that.
And I always say, because there's that stigma attached to vegan food, let the product speak for itself.
Yeah, a lot of people don't even know that they're vegan.
And that is one of the most surprising things with our business, that a bunch of our customers, some of our most loyal customers, aren't even vegetarian.
Yeah.
And again, that says a lot. And I always say, inspire by example, lead by example, educate, don't intimidate.
I love that.
So many people also...
That's tweetable. I think we're going to have lots of tweetables below this video.
No, and it's, and so many people give up during their journey, because they often look at how far they still have to go instead of seeing how far they've come.
Yes,
and
that's
if we constantly think about it that way, we're going to be defeated.
Right, but instead celebrate all the things you've been able to accomplish.
Yeah, totally. And it's always about striving for progress, not perfection.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yay! So if you want to find out more about Sara and her Sweet and Sara marshmallows, you can go to sweetandsara.com.
Yay!
I have the address here.
Thank you.
So and then you can read a little bit more. She'll have more about her story and what is up with this bunny, which you'll have to read on her website about that.
The reason why I became vegan.
So thank you so much for sharing your words of wisdom to everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone for watching, and have a beautiful, beautiful day.
Yay!
Bye.